Hello and welcome. I'm Rahul, and in today's video, I will be contemplating about some issues and some topics, which can makes us better, because I will be talking about some stimulus, some factor which can provide us long motivation and which can keeps us going in our life. That's why I will be talking about those points. But before talking about those points, I would see that motivation is needed in our life, and we should listen to those people which gives us motivation, because nowadays a lot of bizarre things are coming over internet which are creating some kind of disturbance, hindrance to your mind, to your peace, to your tranquility. So I will be talking about those points which can promote our life in a better situations. We should not talk about all the time divisive products and divisive thoughts, which can really create problem for us. Nowadays everything is going on over social media. All the times you will find those kind of stuffs. So I will not be talking about those points. I will be talking about motivation which is needed in our life. So motivation is also whatever we get from outside. It doesn't keep us going all the time. So it is an stimulus which works for only for a few minutes or for a few days maximum. Thereafter we dissipates away if we take motivation from other people's. So that's why I would say that self motivation is most important in our life. If we will keep motivating ourselves from inside, then only we can achieve something great. All the great peoples who have done something substantial in their life, they have really worked hard, and they have motivated themselves to do something enjoyable, to do something substantial in their life, by which they have changed millions of lives around us. They have impacted millions of lives. That's why they are just moving away in their life, going and taking growth in their life. That's why I would say that motivation which comes from within is much more important. And the people who are solving the problems of societies are really making a progress, making growth in their life. And that's why I would say that self motivation is the most important thing about which we should ponder. That's why I would say that uh, to bring self motivation, what should we do? you know if we keep getting success, then motivation comes to us automatically. But if we are losing all the time, our confidence goes down, and we do not really get motivated. That's why at that very time, the persons who do not give up, who do not give in, those person always try to get success in their life. And they always become successful people. So you have to understand that there is an inertia that you have to overcome all the time. When you are in bad time, we are you are making progress, you're just in initial phase, and you are trying to cross over that very inertia which is needed for your business to grow or for your career to grow. That's why at that very time, if you push yourself a little harder, you can get success in your life. Even some great people nowadays, entrepreneurs, they're always talking about that. If you are starting today, today's days will be you know harder, and day after tomorrow will be really good for you to walk in your life. Because and most of the people dies tomorrow evening. This is a quote of a famous Chinese entrepreneur which we are listening nowadays over internet. That's why I would say that if we keep motivating ourselves, and self motivation, if it gives you a stimulus, it stimulates you in your life to do something better in your life, then we should try to find our passion which motivates us all the time. Because if we are doing something without motivated, without getting ardent about it, that we are not going to make progress, because we are not driving ourselves in that way direction. So I would say that initially whatever you do, it needs a energy, a point where you have to push yourself to that very point. Thereafter you get success. Otherwise, if you are not going harder, if you are not pushing yourself, then you may lose or you have to give up. That's why I would say that self motivation is the most important thing that we should boost up all the time. Next one I will be talking about habits. You know, if you create habits are those things, which you do constantly, consistently every day, and if you are making it a habit, it takes sometimes, 90 days or some much more period. If it is a hard work, if it is a skill that is really something uh, unique to possess, to possess that kind of unique skills, it takes much more time. So if you get habituated of that very skill, then you make a progress in your life, because you have to keep yourself motivating, and you have to keep yourself habituated of that very skill, of that very work. If you create habit, it becomes easier. That's why I would say that habit making is much more important. Most of the people say that, first of all you make your habit, and then habit makes you. So if you want to be a great person, you have to make great habits also. That's why, you have to keep yourself habituated of some work which you are passionate about. You have a strong ardent for that, you are craving for success, and you have longing for that very work, then only you can join the elite club. That's why I would say that if you are pushing yourself harder in that very direction, then only you can, get success in your life. The next one I will be talking about, I have talked about self motivation, I have talked about habits. The next one I will be talking about, if you want to get rich, you have to solve a problem. All the time I used to talk about this point. If you want to get rich, you have to solve a problem of society, either through your services, either through your products, whatever you are doing in your life, you can start doing it, but you have to solve the problems of society. And solving the problems of society will automatically fetch you money. All the time used to iterate that, to get success in our life, it is important that we solve some problems of society. And we all know that nowadays a lot of people are watching YouTube videos, and some motivational thoughts they are getting over internet, through shorts videos or through long videos on YouTube. They are getting motivated, and they have lots of information nowadays, and this is information era. We all know that whoever is watching mobile, everyone has mobile nowadays, and everyone is watching videos over internet. They're getting motivated by some motivational talk. They are also getting information that nowadays if you do business, then you will be making tremendous progress. But what about those businesses which keeps you really poor? You have to work hard for 12 hours in a vendor, as a vendor, and you are giving services to local peoples, and you're not scaling up, you're not giving your franchises to other peoples. Rather you are confining yourself to a proprietorship and some kind of work, where you are limiting your time period. It is just like a job is of 8 hours, but you are just struggling and, you know doing hard work for 12 hours in a proprietary job. Try to think that if you can scale it up, then you can be a really wealthy person in your career. That you have to think that how to automate your business and how to make it bigger. That you have to think. Even you can start with a small, you can open a tea stall like MBA Chai Wala, and then scale it up by bringing some variety, by bringing some diversity in your materials, in your whatever you're serving, yeah, and then you scale it up. That kind of if thinking you have, then only you can be a wealthy person, or you can be a person who can run and give thousands of jobs to other people. To solve a big problem, you have to think big. Actually I am in a job, but I want to do something extra in my life, but I cannot leave this job at this very point, at this very juncture, because I'm in a good job. It is not bad, it's a government job, and after a lot of education I have joined this job. It is not bad really, it is really good. That's why I'm pursuing this job, and still I'm doing it. And I would not encourage you to leave your job, but whatever I'm talking about how to make bigger things, through a small. If you're in a job, then take promotions. I have not taken, but I have taken. I am still a branch head, but I want to be someone who can lead a bigger team, and that I want to be. I'm craving for, and I will certainly do that in my future. This is one of my best desire to do that. But I will be talking about those things we know today, which keeps us motivating. So if you are making progress, then only you will be motivated. If you're not making progress, you will not be happy, you will not be motivated. That you keep in your diary. Until unless you don't make progress, you are not going to be, you know, happy, because progress makes you happy, either in your career, either in your business. That's why I would say that if you are in a career, try to think of how to become in a better position, how to take promotions, how to be on higher faculty and higher standard and designation, how to get, and when you are in a business, try to think that how to scale up your business. So these kind of things stuck to my mind, and that's why I'm sharing with you. The video is getting longer. In next video I'll be talking about different issues which I have in mind, so that I want to talk. But today's video is getting longer, so I bid adieu to all of you. Thank you for listening to me. In next video I'll be explaining much more. Thank you for listening to me.